If you could be a wine, what wine would you be? And what kind of wine personality do you think you have?
Champagne.
I'm here with Fleur, who is the star of the show Drops of God. During the show, she is practicing blind tasting and recognizing the wines that are presented to her in relation with the will left to her by her father. What was your first reaction when you learned about the role and perhaps how you prepared for it?
I loved the story, I loved the character, the fact that he was talking about wine, because I think it was something very new and interesting in a show. At first, it was a manga. Drops of God. It's a Japanese manga. And this manga talks a lot about wine, how vinification occurs, how you make wine, how you can taste wine. How is it working? What's this word of sommelier and wine? All the wine that are mentioned in the manga, the winemakers, they saw their sales going up because of the manga. Yeah, it was very interesting.
Specific real wine.
Yes. Every wine they're talking about in the manga, they tested them. Then I had a training for the show.
Yeah.
Yes, with the sommelier called Sébastien Pradal. He was consultant on the writing too. So he was there to just check everything and say, okay, this is true, this is real, this is okay, you can say that, you can say that or not. And so we went to his restaurant with the other actors to train first how to drink properly and to taste properly wine. And then I learned how to open a bottle in a very...
Which is not easy.
Beautiful way. It's not easy, that's true.
That's true. Shall we just drink some wine?
Sure, please.
Okay. Let's start with champagne.
Okay,
perhaps.
perfect. I love champagne. Thank you so much. I love the sound, the little bubbles.
The bubbles, yeah.
Yes, I love it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, this is really good.
Yeah.
It's quite complex and quite subtle.
Wine collecting can be seen, as art and as art collecting. We see that a lot at Sotheby's. We have a lot of collectors like Pierre Chen and others as well who collect both art and wine. Do you think that how you view collecting wine changed after the show?
I tried to make like a cellar for myself when I was on Drops of God shooting, because we went to very different vineyards and in different countries. So I bought a box of 6 bottles from my home. And then I bought like 6 bottles of Châteauneuf-du-Pape where we shoot it in France. Okay. But it's very hard to keep it. Yeah. I feel really difficult to keep the wine in weights because you just want your friends to taste it, your family.
I wanted to ask you about your previous experience with wine before the show.
So I'm from a family who own restaurants. Like my grandmother, she had a hotel restaurant for 20 years. And my dad, he used to work with her for many years. And then he owned 2 restaurants in France. And he had a restaurant and wine cellar too in Montpellier called Le Margot. It was his restaurant name. So wine is in my family for a long time. Like we celebrate Beaujolais Nouveau every year. Even my dad, like almost every day, he has his glass of wine. Hello, Daddy. Wine is, I don't know, it's family, it's sharing, it's having a good time.
Do you think that the role and playing Camille on the show, has it changed your relationship with wine and how you maybe taste it now?
It changed things. I feel more legitimate to talk about wine.
Okay, yeah.
To just at least taste the wine at the restaurant.
Yeah.
I don't have a choice now. Like all my friends, they go, oh, Fleur's tasting the wine. It's Fleur.
Okay.
Okay, I'm doing it. I'm not scared of it anymore. Somehow. Not scared, but
I understand that when you're at the restaurant and you look at the wine list, you're not paralyzed, like, oh, I have no idea.
Yes, what?
Shall we have the second wine, the next one?
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Please. Thank you so much. Oh, it's very nice.
So we're tasting white Burgundy, which is made 100% from Chardonnay. And it's from Domaine Le Fleuve, who are one of the star producers in the region. Again, one of the domains that Pierre Chen has been collecting, one of his favorites. Let's taste it and see what do we think. Buttery, creamy, which might not sound that nice, but actually it gives the wine the complexity. Also the stone fruits, like maybe peaches, maybe nectarines.
I will still agree with you, really. very subtle, like the champagne, but in a very different way.
I think it's the vanilla that sort of gives it the impression that it's sweet, but then you taste it and on the palate it's dry.
It's really beautiful, thank you.
Have you got any sort of go-to choices for wines? And do you think those changed compared to what was before the show and after?
Before the show, I was more trusting my friends and my dad for the wine.
Yeah.
So, I like this. Yeah, I like this one. I didn't know why I liked it or didn't like it, but I knew I preferred. I always preferred red wine because there's something in red wine that's very moved me somehow and touched me. But then with the show, now I know why I love this wine, and why I will love this wine better. I know that I'm a bit more into Bordeaux's wine, red wine, in fact. I love when it's tannic and there's something, I don't know, more feminine.
Definitely.
Red wine
It's
Bordeaux.
been used as, descriptor as opposed to masculine, so yeah.
What I discovered and what I was surprised, for me, a big surprise, that you can find 54 aromas in wine.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, 54. And you have lemon, citrus, you have like leather, you have clay, all those things you can find in wine. And I remember my little brother, he told me, but they put some aromas in the wine of like leather and stuff. No, it's not about that. It's when the wine is aging and etc., etc. I told him, oh, shock.
Yeah.
It's really, that's magic.
Yeah.
Somehow.
I think it would be interesting because we have one wine here which is from 1990. You can see if you can find some of those aromas in this wine. Wine, when it ages, it changes color. So for whites, it gets a bit darker, and with reds, it loses the intensity.
Yes, totally.
Yeah. Do you maybe have any funny anecdotes from the set, any stories that you can share?
In fact, it was very interesting to play with Tomo Isa, who's a very big star in Japan. And he was like me, I think he didn't knew a lot about wine, and then he started to build his cellar during the show, like I did. And now he really knows what he likes, what he doesn't like me, same thing.
Yeah.
And it was the same with the director too, because I remember the first day of shooting, we received a call sheet every day, and he wrote on it, "Hello, my name is Odette Ruskin, I'm from Israel, I don't talk French, and I don't like wine. Good luck." That was the first, it was funny, it was really a joke for us. And in fact, little by little, he learned how to love wine. Because I think you have to take someone by the hand and say, okay, I'm going to show you. It's not that big, it's not that frightened. You have just to try it, to go.
If you could be a wine, what wine would you be? And what kind of wine personality do you think you have?
Champagne or a red wine.
Any specific region?
Maybe it could be Burgundy for Champagne, yes. I would like to be Blanc de Blanc. Yeah. I think in my youth I will be a Burgundy, and then when I get older I'll be a Bordeaux. For me, the Bordeaux is more like the mother, you know? There's something like, deep and on the earth, on the ground. I don't know why, it's really an idea in my mind, and the Burgundy will be more, I don't know, wild.
Fun.
Somehow more fun. Yes, maybe.
How do you think your wine personality would differ from Camille's?
Not that different. When I read the script, I was picturing myself in the scenes, and I didn't have the part yet. I was just reading. It was the first read, and I was picturing myself every time, and I felt strange. And I don't know. There's something I love Camille. I feel close to her, like a sister somehow. Wow. So she's a bit more intense. Maybe she could be Chateauneuf du Pape, because it's a blend of 13 different grape varieties, so it could work with her.
If you could have a drink with any historical person or a celebrity, perhaps, anyone famous, who would that be, and what would you drink with them?
Jeanne d'Arc, you know, Joan of Arc.
Jeanne d'Arc.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I just want to know more about. Please tell me the truth. I want to know everything. Oh, I will have a glass of champagne. I think she deserves it. Like,
Yeah.
no, I don't know. Yeah, maybe Comte de Champagne is really, really good. She will enjoy it, I think.
Pierre Chen's collection is really extraordinary. I mean, it's the greatest private wine collection to ever come to market. If you could bid on any lot in the sale, what would that be?
Of course, I think I would go to Romanée Conti. It's like one of my dream wines I want to taste in my life. It's the first wine which is mentioned in the manga, and the character who's talking about this wine is like, oh, it's my dream wine. And I built something around this wine that's...
The mystique,
yes,
I guess. And
yes.
yeah. So both the series and the auction, you know, celebrate the finest wines on the planet. Do you see other similarities between those collections?
When I think about one of the biggest wine collection in the world, I feel, yeah, like elegance, treasure, complexity, of course, because wine is about those kind of things. It's complex.
Yeah.
What I feel too, it's like it's a human thing. We say this in the show, it's wine, it's sky, earth, and man, humans. And I think it's very accurate and interesting. And the wine collection, like the collection is like the very last, I don't know, thing you can do with wine, you know, before drinking it, collecting it.
Those wines can then be shared, you know?
Yes.
They were this one beautiful, extraordinary collection, and then they'll find new owners, and
yes.
other people will be able to enjoy them.
When you feel and you think about all those people who worked on those wines, what it took to all those wines to exist,
Yeah.
it's really beautiful when you start to think about this.
What if there was another world out there? What if connecting with others helps you connect more deeply to the world? What if your journey starts here? Silversea.